Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's Kevin and Mikkel. We are back with another video. I hope you guys had a great weekend. I enjoyed my weekend and I went out to First Friday night and I had a freaking blast. So shout out to Eddie, shout out to Brandon, shout out to the other Eddie. Shout out to Keenan, who I'm surprised he didn't go to Orlando because Orlando had this big boy pride. He was supposed to go, but he did not go, and I was just so surprised to see him there. But all in all, First Friday was fun, and I really loved being in the basement because it seemed like the music be popping more in the basement than it do up top. So just shout out
the basement of where?
Voyeur at First Friday. I had a really good time, and I had random conversations with people. But yeah, that's me. But it's this spot. Don't do it. Swallow. It's this spot across the street from Voyeur where they had some good ass food. And I mean, I tore them chicken fingers up, and they sell chicken by the pound. I've never bought chicken fingers by the pound before. But we had that, and they had different types of dippings and things like that. It was really good. So if I remember the name, I'll shout y'all out. But it's right across the street from Voyeur on 13th Street between Walnut and Locust. And it's a new restaurant. It's really good. The food is really good. So how was your weekend?
My weekend was good. I worked this weekend. I know, that's what everybody said. Especially Sunday, yesterday.
What? You on a Sunday too?
Listen, and I mean from the 5th floor down to the lobby. What are you doing here? Today's Sunday. So I said, you know what? I'm going to make this a half a day and I'm going to go to church. And that's what I did. I went to church. On my way to church, I got into a car accident.
What?
But everything's alright.
Okay, that's good.
Except for my car.
I didn't even look at your car out. Your car now outside?
Yeah, it is. It's drivable. One of my front lights are just smashed in. But thank God for insurance. Hello. But yeah, I ran into the back of this truck. There was no damage to their truck because I ran into. I swerved and I missed hitting it like dead on. And you know when pickup trucks or Jeeps have that metal part that sticks out in the back of their bumper that latches onto like a boat or trailer or something? That's what I ran into. So the damage was
only to your car,
right? To my tails. So I had to back my car to unlatch from that because if he was started driving, my car would have been going with him. And we got out. Everybody was all right. We exchanged information. He was happy because his car wasn't messed up.
Okay.
I was happy because his car wasn't messed up either, but I was mad because mine was messed up. But he said to me before he pulled off, he said, well, good thing is at least you got insurance.
Yeah.
I said, yeah, but I don't want to pay that deductible. And he said, yeah, I know what you mean. But the good thing is, everything was all right. My car is still drivable, thank God, because, I can't live without my car.
Okay.
My insurance covers the rental and all that, so, everything's good. So life is good.
Yeah,
God is still good. Yes.
Amen. All the time.
And I still made it to church.
Yes.
Even after getting into the car accident. So everything was good.
So if this is your first Scorpion Show video, I hope that you click that subscribe button. Everyone, please like. Oh, man.
And I know this sounds a little weird because I'm eating this candy and drinking this soda, which I did cut back. So this is like, so don't judge me. I officially lost 16 pounds.
I know that's right.
Like a week or two ago, I was telling you I had lost 12, and now. So once I get to a certain, I think once I get to like 200, because now I'm at 206. I went from 220 to 206. I think once I get to like 200, then I want to start getting back into the gym so I can start getting this, I lost 16 pounds. For those of you that are saying I was getting fat, I was getting fat. And I was looking at some of our old videos, and boy, you were huge.
I didn't know at the time.
Oh my God! I was watching something, I was like, oh my God, Kevin was really big. Like, you look nothing compared to what you did. Like, oh my God.
I did not feel that big. And I didn't know I was that big until I started seeing that I was losing that weight. Then I was just like,
what was your
heaviest?
God. Do you remember?
240 pounds. Yes. Yes.
And good short.
Yes. But I didn't feel, I just had a big belly. And my face was big.
Yeah.
My face was big. face was huge.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't understand why everybody, every time people see me, they want to rub my belly. Like, why the fuck y'all keep... I'm sorry. But I used to get upset about that. But now I see why. It was like...
People do it to me too. The first thing they see is my stomach. They say, ooh, this has got to go down. But the great thing about it is, it's just my stomach. Because everything else in my body is small. Like, if you see me in person, I have no arms. My legs are little. It's just my belly. And my butt's big too. But that's all right. I mean, I can't deny that. It is big. But this is like...
You lucky didn't get to your face to me.
It did get to my face. You can tell. It did. I can tell from old pictures and stuff. It definitely got to my face. But it didn't get to my face in a bad way. And I think what I like to do is I like to hide it sometimes and grow out my beard and then, you know.
I told you that beard can be a shield sometimes.
It can. Yeah, so sometimes you see me, but I'm going to cut it down soon. I think next month it'll come down and then, yeah.
So, we got to start with the news. We're going to first start with the big news that came out of this weekend, besides Trump and Syria and all of that stuff.
But we already talked about that. So.
Yes. Yeah. Janet Jackson has confirmed to ABC News that she and her husband are separated. She didn't say that they were getting a divorce, but she did say that they are separated for right now. We don't know how long that's going to be. Will it eventually lead to a divorce? Will they get back together? We don't know. When somebody tagged me in it on Instagram on Saturday, I just was like, whatever. Because she has so many rumors about her. There's rumors coming out all the time, and recently it's been about the girl that was claiming that Janet Jackson was her mom and that James DeBarge was her father and this was her grandmother and all this and that, and they were going on Inside Edition talking about that Janet Jackson was her birth mother, and Radar Online, they did an exclusive where they did a paternity test or a DNA test and it proved that they're not related at all. So that was a lie. And Janet has always been dealing with this rumor of a child, and she's never addressed it. To my knowledge, she never addressed it. Then Janet had the cancer rumors, and then we wasn't sure if she was pregnant or not, and then we found out she really is pregnant, and then she had the babies. But she's always been dealing with rumors, but this was a tough one. It's like, divorce you don't want to hear about. For nobody. I believe you don't want to hear about. But, the thing is, I don't know anything about Janet's husband. I don't know nothing except for he's a billionaire. He's from Qatar. He's like this big, he is a prince or something like that. I heard he was a prince, and that he really wanted to have a child so his child can be an heir to what he leaves behind. And, that was like one of the main reasons why him and Janet had a child. And basically, that's all I know. Janet, this is like one of the first relationships that Janet has never really discussed, except for that they love each other and they got married. She announced a year after they were already married that they were married. So we really don't know nothing about him. So I can't sit here and say or assume anything about their relationship because we don't know absolutely nothing. Only thing you can think of is like, okay, this is Janet Third's marriage. Well, is it her? Is she the problem? I don't know. I don't know a goddamn thing. I know that she's a very sexual woman. She loves sex because she talks about that. That's one of the main things, and I'm hoping that that's not a problem for him. Clearly, I don't know how they had their child, but I just wish Janet the best, and I hope that they can work it out. And we have heard the rumor. Only thing we can discuss is the rumors. And the rumors is that he's very controlling. She changed her religion for him. He really didn't seem too concerned about what was going on with her mother, and that is what turned Janet off. But again,
those are rumors.
Those are rumors. And it's really true when Janet say, if you don't hear from me, then bitch, only thing you can do is speculate about it and just keep wondering. But I want what's best for her. That's my fave. Right. I always want what's best for her. I want what's best for her and her child. If they do decide to divorce, I hope that they have a great split. I don't think it's about no money. Janet has her own money, but of course it's never, you can never go wrong with more money. But I don't think that's the reason for her marrying. And you know, so many people with all of these memes about she gets $500 million. How do people know what's in her prenup? How do y'all know that? How do y'all know? Talking about $500 million, that's half of what he has. If he's a billionaire, she gets half after 5 years. I doubt it. But you know, the child will be well off. He has both parents that has a lot of fucking money, and he's gonna be okay. And it shouldn't even be about that. If they're not happy, let them split. Anything you want to say on the matter?
Well, I think that I feel like Janet Jackson is the reason why things, as far as relationships, don't work out for her, because I feel like she's a very, 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 very independent person. And I think that she's one of those people, and I think I'm kind of like seeing that for myself a little bit, that I think that she's one of those people that she's like, listen, I got you, I have you, but I really don't need you. I really don't, you know, I do fine by myself. I don't know, I can't really pinpoint what it is about her that just makes me feel like she's just that person who just does not either want to be in a relationship or really needs to be in one, because it's like, she's Janet Jackson, you know what I mean? Like, everybody needs that special someone, you know, to make them feel good, you know, in that certain kind of way. But I just feel like Janet is one of those people that she's like, you know, like a Blanche Devereaux, where she just sleeps, you know, sleeps with you and then go about your business. Occasionally she falls for it, you get married, but then she realizes after a few years, oh, this doesn't work, and just go about your business. I agree with you. We don't know why it is that they split up. I mean, you know, we don't know.
Yeah.
But I just feel like, you know, she's doing her, and we gotta allow her to do her. You know, we gotta allow her to do her, and you know, it's interesting.
I just wish her the best.
I just wish her the best too. You know.
Yeah, I hope that she does go back on. I'm cutting you off. Go ahead.
I just wish, you know, I would love, and you know what you said, you know what's so funny, because when you said about her going back on tour, I feel like, yeah, in a few months, get yourself back together, get your body back together. I don't know what it looks like now, but get your body back together and get back on tour, because she has a tour to finish, right?
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, she does have a tour to finish, and I would hate for her. I feel like Joanne the Scammer was modeled after Janet Jackson. No shade, but I do feel like she was modeled after her.
Why?
I don't know. It's just, they have a lot of similarities.
Why? Janet ain't no scammer, and I'm so tired of y'all.
Not the money situation.
No, but I'm talking about
I mean,
taking people's money with the tour,
yeah,
and having a baby and canceling. Let me tell y'all something.
But I do feel like these
problem.
rumors with Janet Jackson, like, you know, until she says it, I'm like you. Until she says it, yeah,
and you know, she opens up on what she wants to open up about. Like, we never knew she was married until she got a divorce the first time. Well, the second time.
Who was she married to the second time?
Renee Elizondo. Who, yeah, she loves them. Yes, but she was with him for a long time, and I never thought that was her husband. I just thought that was her boyfriend.
Maybe she's never.
That was her husband.
And she changed religions for this third guy? Like, that reminded me of one of these girls changing religion for these guys straight out of prison.
Oh my God! I don't know what kind of relationship.
But I'm gonna tell you something right now.
They had.
I'm just sorry, because we had a conversation about this many years ago on the Scorpion Show. But my view is today, I am grounded in my faith. I am rooted in my faith. I am not changing religion for nobody, no man or woman. Okay? I ain't doing that. Because I know that I know. Ain't that what Dorinda Clark Cole said? Okay? I'm not doing that. You change religions for somebody, and then a few years later, look what happens. You know what I mean?
It don't always work out.
It doesn't always work out. You stay rooted in what it is that you are rooted in. If they are staying rooted, listen, I know a lot of times, often, the women, you know, they take after with the man, you know, his name and his, but baby, if I'm rooted in what I'm rooted in, ain't no changing that on me.
Yeah, that's good,
So,
and that's very difficult, especially
no
if you had children, because you have the debates about or arguments about what faith your child will be raised under. And that has been the death of many, many relationships.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe Janet will discuss all of those things and her reasons for doing those things. Like I know that they keep bringing up that what's her name? One of the Trump daughter.
Ivanka,
yeah, how she converted to Judaism and things like that. But I don't know, like with their faith, with her faith was anywhere. Yeah, but they saying she converted and things like that.
Well, what did she convert from?
I don't know. But you know, people do it all the time, and I guess they be like, well, if you're going to be the man, then the child is going to go after your faith. But then some people be like, no, it was a fight like that on Love and Hip Hop a couple years ago. But I'm sure she will discuss all of those things when she's ready to discuss them, because that's Janet. And it's going to be a nice interview. I don't know if I want Robin Roberts to do it this time, but Robin Roberts seems to be the perfect person for Janet, because she shows that she cares and she knows how to get her to open up. Especially, I love that interview she did with Janet, like after Michael passed away, when she first opened up. So who knows? But I'm willing. I can't wait to hear what she has to say. Otherwise, all we can do is speculate. But Janet, we wish you the best. You and your husband the best, and what's best for the child. I hope you guys make some good decisions. Now we're going to move on to the man who was thrown off the United Airlines flight yesterday.
Yes.
Now, this is the second public disaster for United Airlines in 2 weeks. 2 weeks ago, we discussed about the girls being thrown off the plane for wearing leggings. And now, what happened was United Airlines sold a plane. They oversold a plane. And they were looking for volunteers to get off the plane to let other people fly on the plane. And normally, if you're ever on an oversold flight, you hear them ask for volunteers, and they would give you offers like vouchers,
well, the other people were United employees who had
to get on the flight.
Had to get on the flight. It wasn't just regular passengers.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was actually United employees. Let me just read this.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna just read this so y'all can get an understanding of it. United Airlines says a man wouldn't give up his spot on an overbooked flight Sunday. So according to witnesses and video of the incident, he was pulled screaming from his seat by security, knocked against an armrest, and dragged down the aisle and back to the terminal at Chicago's O'Hare International Airport. United refused to answer questions about the incident, which horrified other passengers on the Louisville-bound flight. An airline spokesman only apologized for the overbooked flight and said police were called after a passenger refused to leave the aircraft voluntarily. What happened was captured on cell phone video by two passengers. Tyler Bridges recalled trouble starting almost as soon as he and his wife boarded. An airline supervisor walked into the plane and briskly announced, "We have United employees that need to fly to Louisville tonight. Excuse me, this flight's not leaving until 4 people get off." That rubbed some people the wrong way. Passengers were offered vouchers to rebook, and he said, but no one volunteered. So the airline chose for them. A young couple was told to leave first. They begrudgingly got up and left, he said. Then an older man who refused. He says, "No, I'm not getting off the flight. I'm a doctor and have to see patients tomorrow morning." The man became angry as the manager persisted, Bridges said, eventually yelling. He said, more or less, "I'm being selected because I'm Chinese." A police officer boarded, then a second and a third. Bridges then began recording, as did other passengers, as the officers leaned over the man and a lone holdout in his window seat. Yeah, so basically, because the rest of it is just... So, yeah, basically, you know, the man was... This is what I don't get. This is what I don't get. I don't get this. I don't get this at all. I don't get it. Yes, hotels and airlines have tendencies of overbooking at times. It happens. I get it. As a passenger, I would be upset, but I get it. But if I'm already seated, my black ass is in the seat, and I'm ready for this plane to back up from the gate so we can be on our merry way. I have somebody from United come on the plane and say, "Listen, we have employees here that need to get to such and such tonight." How dare you tell me, if nobody wants to get off, I'm just going to start picking who's going to get off? And then you start picking who's going to get off. And then when one of the people don't want to get off, you call security to come and physically remove them from the plane. Mind you, a paying passenger. Physically remove them from the plane. I smell lawsuit. I smell an interview with Robin Roberts in Good Morning America. I smell a book deal. I smell all of the above. Because when I watched this video, at first I thought maybe the man was being unruly because I didn't really fully read the thing. Then when I got into it, I said, wait a minute. This man's not being unruly. He doesn't want to give up his seat.
Mouth on the fucking armrest.
United Airlines. Now, let me just say this. I flew with you guys this past December when I went on my cruise. And, you know, I had a wonderful time with you guys. I didn't, you know, nothing was bad. You know, there was a little issue coming back home, but that wasn't your fault. That was Mother Nature's fault. And your staff was actually very, very good with making sure that my group and we were able to get on, you know, a next flight. So I don't have any complaints. But what I will say is the things that I've been hearing in these past few weeks or past few months is giving me alarm because now I don't know if I want to book with you guys in the future. Because this right here is not cool at all. I am a paying passenger and I'm in my seat and you tell me, well, if you don't get up, if none of you volunteer, I'll just start picking it for you.
We'll have to find, I think that's their policy to do that.
Why don't y'all have a van? Or why don't y'all have another charter flight to fly these people on?
Exactly. They should have been on the next flight.
You know what I mean?
To Louisville or wherever they needed to.
What if I'm going on vacation? So I got to get up because y'all, I don't get it.
Yeah, I've every time I've heard that our flight, because I flew plenty of times where the flight was oversold, people volunteered because of the amenities we're coming with the oversold flight because they get that cash, they could get another hotel stay, or maybe they really wasn't ready to go home anyway, and they get a free flight home.
Right.
So
and the
next day, yeah.
I might get another, some people do.
Yeah, but sometimes
I'll be ready to go home.
If I feel like my stay in Atlanta wasn't long enough, oh bitch, come back and get me because I'm gonna stay one more night.
I want to go all the way home.
Yeah, but United, that was just wrong.
Right.
And those passengers, I meant those employees, maybe y'all should save a certain amount of numbers for employees that might need to fly. And y'all need to keep track of how many seats y'all selling on a plane. And to prevent this from happening, I think it should be mandatory that when you buy a ticket online, that you should pick where you sit right away on the plane. I know that Southwest, I normally fly with Southwest, it's not an issue. They be like, listen,
you get on and sit wherever you want. And that's what I love about them.
Yeah, and they be like, this is all seats on this plane have been sold. So no savesies or none of that. You can shit out the seat and sit down. But you know, when it's sit anywhere you want, people they just be doing the most sometimes.
Yeah.
Just make it easy and convenient and let the person get in and sit down. Okay? But United Airlines, I'm just boycotting y'all. Just for all the things that's been going on. I don't fly with y'all anyway. And the only reason why I would get on a United flight is if somebody paid for my own ticket to get on the United Airlines.
Now let me ask you a question. Why don't you fly with them? What is it about them that you don't care for?
First of all, or any airline where you gotta pay to put your baggage on the plane is not for me.
Isn't that most airlines though?
Except for Southwest.
Well, that's the only airline.
But yeah, and that's the only one I fly.
Well, I'm thinking like you were about to say there were a ton of airlines. Yeah, Southwest is the only airline.
Delta is a good airline too. Delta is really, really good, and they're very prompt. From what every time I get on Delta flight, it's never been an issue.
I've never had an issue with any airline, to be honest with you. And I've flown with American, I've flown with United, I've flown, I think, with Delta when...
Okay.
I've flown with Delta, United, American, Southwest, that flight that I used to fly to Atlanta, what was that airline that was cheap?
AirTran. AirTran was my baby.
Did they go out of business? They did.
Southwest border.
Yeah. So I flew with those airlines, and I've never had a bad experience. And I don't want to jinx myself, but I just never really had a bad experience. But I say that to say because, I mean, they all charge you.
Yeah, but I used to fly with AirTran and pay the $20 only because
they would upgrade your seat.
No, not even. Yeah, not even. And you could upgrade for like $50 to first class sometime. But they really had low airfares, and they were really cheap versus the other ones.
They did.
And I never had any problems with AirTran. So going with Southwest and them buying them, it was just good for me all around. Because now bags fly free. I can sit where I want, or if I want to get the early bird, all I gotta do is pay $12 more to get on the plane before everybody else, so I can make sure I got that window seat or that aisle seat, whichever I prefer.
Wouldn't it be great if all airlines did what Southwest did with bags fly free? Well, then again,
they only went up because of the fuel and all of that stuff.
And then you sit where you want. I think you sitting where you want is a big thing for me. Like, sometimes I want to have most of the time, I want to have a window seat. I don't want to be in the middle of two people.
Yeah.
I just don't. And if I can't have a window seat, I would prefer the aisle seat. But I would really prefer the window seat.
Yeah, because I could just lay my head on the thing
or look out the window.
Yeah. I really don't look out the window like I used to no more. I just be,
I do.
I take my sleeping pill and I be knocked out. And just wait for the plane to land.
Looking out the window.
And then sometimes the sleeping pill be so good, I wake up, I'm already in the air like, bitch, I didn't even know the plane took off.
Yeah.
So...
But yeah, United, y'all got a lot of explaining to do, and this guy, and he's a doctor too. If that was
he's better too. And then he can say, I didn't even get a chance to work because I had to go see a doctor about them busting my
Did you see the way he just fell out as they were dragging him?
Yeah,
I said, yes, he was raised by a black woman. That's what I'm saying. When they hit you, just fall out.
I wasn't even ready to say it.
Fall out. Don't even fight back. Just fall out.
And everybody on that plane should get their money back for paying.
And the white woman was yelling and screaming for him too, like, "Oh my God, look what you did to him!" That's right. Look what they did to me.
Especially when you got them on your side.
Yeah.
So this is the end of this video. So I hope that you subscribe. If you didn't like, because I'm going to make it too simple part. Please like and share. If you didn't, please share, like, and subscribe. So we're going to get on over to part 2. We'll see you on part 2.